Hi, in this session, I will explain about flow control statements. So there are two types of flow control statements. One is branching and the other is looping. First, I will explain about branching. So what is branching? Branching constructs are used to make decisions based on the conditions. So if I say in the form of sentence, it's maybe difficult to understand. So let me explain you through one flowchart. So you know about flowchart, right? Okay, so here we are evaluating one condition. A module 2 equals to 0. So this is the condition. Based on this condition result, we are making decisions. We are changing the flow of this flowchart. Okay, so here if you see, if A module equals to 2, so this is, if this condition is true, that means yes, then go with this flow, right side of flow. If this condition is false, that means no, then go with this left side of flow. So here, based on some conditions, we are making a decision to go with this left side flow or to go with this right side flow. The same here. Okay, so whatever I was explaining in the PPT, the same. Branching constructs are used to make decisions based on the conditions. So if you see the flow chart again, here we are using a condition. A module equals to 2. If this condition is true, if this condition is false, so what we are using, we are saying if the condition is true or if the condition is false. Okay, so we have two types of branching constructs. Okay, first one is if statement and second one is case statement. In Snowflake scripting we have these two branching construct. Okay, so first we'll discuss about if statement. So there are multiple ways you can write the if condition. So if I want to evaluate simply one condition, okay, so I can say if condition, then the list of statements to be executed, and we have to end this if condition by using this. So this is the syntax. It goes like this: if and condition, then the list of statements to be executed, and end if. So this is the syntax for simple if condition. Suppose if I want to do if else, okay, like I have shown in this flow chart. If this condition is true, if this condition is false, that means if else. Okay, so in that case, this is the syntax: if condition, then the list of statements to be executed. If this condition is false, then the flow will go to else statement, and then when the condition is false, okay, so the list of statements to be executed, and we have to close it by using end if. Okay, suppose if I have multiple conditions to be executed, okay, not only a single, I can say there are multiple conditions to be evaluated. So in that case, how the if statement works? Okay, so the syntax for this multiple conditions is like this. So if condition 1, then the list of statements to be executed. Then, so else if, you have to use else if. Like this, you can write any number of else ifs to use to check multiple conditions. Else if condition 2, then list of statements. Else if condition 3. Like this, you can write any number of else ifs based on the number of conditions to be evaluated. So if all conditions are false, then so by default, whatever we mention in the else condition, that list of statements will be executed. Okay, so hope you understood, right? If condition, then else if condition, then. So like that, if above all conditions are false, then the flow will go to else block. So it will execute whatever the statements mentioned in the else block. Okay, and as usual, we have to close it by using end if. So this is how if condition works in Snowflake scripting. Okay, the second one is case statement. Okay, let's see about case statement, how it works. So case statement goes through set of conditions and returns the value where the condition is true for the first time. Okay, so it is almost similar to the previous one. So the case statements almost works like this. Okay, but in a different format. I'll tell you. Okay, so case statement goes through set of conditions and returns the value where the condition is true for the first time. That, suppose if you see here, this is the syntax of case statement. So here what we are doing, case, okay, this is the syntax: case when, okay, conditions. So it can be one condition or it can be by using and, or you can write multiple conditions as well. When this condition is true, then value, so the expression to be returned. So when this condition is false, then control will go to next when. So when this condition is true, it will return. Okay, suppose for the first time itself this condition is true, okay, it will return this value and come out of this case statement. It will not evaluate all other conditions. Okay, and suppose if all the conditions are false, then whatever we mention in the else block, those expression will be returned. Okay, so hope you are understanding. Whenever the condition is true for the first time, it will return the value mentioned in this then block. Okay, so if all conditions are false, then it returns the value in the else part. Okay, this is very simple. This is how a case statement works. Okay, we'll see the same with small examples, then you will understand better. Okay, okay. Let's see if statement and case statement with small examples. Okay, I have the code in my notepad. I'm copying it to Snowflake editor. Okay, so let's see. So my first program is find a given number is even number or odd number. So you know, right? So if any number is divisible by 2, then we call it as even number. If it is not divisible by 2, then we call it as odd number. So here if you observe, we are saying if it is divisible by 2, if it is not divisible by 2. So there itself we are checking the conditions, there itself we are using if not. So okay, let's execute the same in the form of SQL statements. Okay, so first I am setting a session variable, set n equals to 1237. Okay, instead of writing a procedure, I am just writing a immediate executable block. Okay, so execute immediate, and in the body section I am saying if the given number. Okay, so we have defined, right, the session variable n equals to 1237. Okay, if it is divisible by 2, that means mod 2 equals to 0, that means it is divisible by 2. If this condition is true, then return given number is even number. Okay, else, that means when this condition is not true. So we are making a decision here. So if the condition is true, return this. If the condition is false, that means return the statement that is present in the else block. Okay, so if it is not divisible by 2, then return given number is a odd number. Okay, so let's execute this. First execute this, set n equals to 1237. Okay, then execute this block. Okay, it is saying given number is odd number because this is not divisible by 2. Suppose if you give another number, it can be a big number, 987654. Okay, so set this variable, session variable. Okay, and run this program. Okay, so this is a even number. So by seeing the last digit itself, we can say if it is a even number here, the last digit is even number, then the entire number will be a even number, otherwise it's a odd number. If the last digit is a odd number, then entire number is odd number. Okay, okay, let's see the next example. Okay, so here my requirement is to find the tax amount for a given monthly salary amount. So this tax is mandatory, right? For all employees or businessmen, they have to pay tax. For that, we have slab systems. That means based on your income, the tax slab will be decided and the tax will be calculated. Suppose let's see one example here. Uh, I want to calculate the tax amount where my monthly salary is 70,000. Okay, I'm setting the session variable monthly salary equals to 70,000. Okay, and then so how to calculate the tax? Suppose calculate tax like this. If the yearly income is less than 5 lakhs, then there is no salary. If the yearly income is greater than 5 lakhs, okay, so the slab from 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs, the tax is 10%. 10 to 15 lakh, 20%. 15 to whatever is above 15, it is 30%. Like that, just consider the tax slabs. So now we have to calculate the tax for this monthly salary. So first what we have to do, we have to calculate the yearly salary. So monthly salary into 12. So this is our yearly salary. Okay. So what I am doing here, I am preparing a execute immediate block here. I am declaring some variables. Tax amount. This is the final tax amount we have to calculate. Along with that, I am declaring three more variables: tax 10, tax 20, tax 30. That means we have to calculate tax for each and every slab, right? So 10% slab, 20% slab, 30% slab. So first what I am doing, if monthly salary into 12, that means yearly salary less than or equals to 5 lakh, then say tax equals to 0. So you can consider, you can observe here, I am writing if statement, if, okay, else if, else. So in the above statement, it was simple if else block. But if you see, I have to take multiple, I have to validate multiple conditions. So in that case, what we have to do? So we have to use this if else statement, right? So first I am saying if monthly salary into 12 less than or equals to 5 lakh, then say tax equals to 0. Okay. Else if, that means it is not 5 lakh. Okay, so the control will go to else if. So here what I am saying, if monthly salary into 12 is between 5 lakh 1 and 10 lakh. Okay, so whenever the salary is not less than 5 lakh, then the control will come to this else if block. So here it will validate. So if it is between 5 lakh and 10 lakh, then calculate the tax like this. Okay, so monthly salary into 12 minus 5 lakhs, because for first 5 lakhs there is no tax, so we have to deduct that amount. So monthly salary into 12 and deduct that first 5 lakhs into 10%, right? So for this slab 5 lakh to 10 lakh, what is the tax? I said 10%. So 10% means 10 by 100. Okay, so this is the tax. Okay, now else if, that means so salary is not 5 lakh and it is not in between 5 lakh and 10 lakh, that means it is greater than 10 lakh. Okay, so else if, it will go to else if, then calculate the yearly salary, monthly salary into 12 between 10 lakh and 15 lakh. Then here we have two slabs. We have to calculate for first 5 lakh, it is no tax. 5 to 10 it is 10%. Again 10 to 12 it is 20%. So at the end we have to calculate tax equals to tax 10% slab for 20% slab. Okay, so whenever we say else if, right, all the statements will be executed when this condition is true. Okay, you have to remember that whenever this condition is true, so it will evaluate all these expressions. When this condition is true, whatever mentioned in this if else, then this condition will be evaluated, this expression will be evaluated. So you can write multiple statements as well like this. Okay, when this condition is true, it will evaluate all these expressions. Okay, else suppose, so finally, that means the monthly salary is, or yearly salary is greater than 15 lakh. So here we are considering up to 15, right? So here we are evaluating up to 15. Suppose if it is more than 15, then for that slab the tax is 30. So I am calculating tax 30 as well. And finally, the total amount of tax equals to tax 10 plus tax 20 plus tax 30. So whenever it comes to else, it will evaluate all these expressions and it will calculate the tax. Okay, finally I am done with my tax calculation. So I am closing this if condition by using end if. Now return a statement, return calculated annual tax is, okay. So I am appending the tax amount we have calculated here. Okay, so what will be the output? It will come like calculated annual taxes, and based on the input salary, monthly salary we are giving, this tax will be calculated and it will be returned. Suppose I am setting here, set monthly salary equals to 70,000. Okay, and now I am executing this program. Okay, for monthly salary 70,000. Okay, so it is 34,000. So if you get monthly salary of 70,000, then you have to pay a tax of 34,000 per year. Okay, suppose you increase it little bit, like suppose 1 lakh 10,000 you make it. Okay, So set this salary and you execute this immediate block. So now the salary will be, the calculated annual tax will be around 1,14,000 per year. Okay. So based on the monthly salary you are getting, your tax amount will be calculated like this. So here you can see how we are making use of the branching construct if, right? Okay. So let's see the same example by using case statement. So here instead of execute immediate block, I am writing a stored procedure to calculate the annual tax, okay, by using case statement. Okay. So here I am writing a procedure, create or replace procedure, okay, SP case demo, stored procedure, case demo. Okay, I am writing it in SQL language. Okay. So here I am declaring only one variable, tax, that is of float type. Okay, so the same way, however, we have calculated here. So I'm calculating the tax by using case instead of if else. I am using case statement here. And here we have supplied this monthly salary by using a session variable. But here I am supplying this monthly gross salary by using an argument to that procedure or parameter to this procedure. Okay. So now let's calculate the tax. Okay, based on the monthly gross salary we are passing to this procedure. So we have to calculate the tax. The same calculations whatever I use here, I am using here as well. Okay, so now tax equals to case when. So whatever here, this is the first condition, right? So the same condition, case when monthly gross salary into 12. Okay, that means yearly salary I am calculating. Yearly salary less than or equals to 5 lakh, then 0. Case when. So here if you see, the case statement is going through multiple conditions. It is evaluating multiple conditions, and wherever the condition is true, okay, it will return that statement. Suppose the yearly salary is less than 5 lakh. Okay, so here it will return 0 and it will not evaluate all other conditions. So that means whenever for the first time the condition is true, okay, it will return the corresponding value. So if it is not true, suppose monthly salary is not, yearly salary is greater than 5 lakh, then it will go to the next when statement. Okay, so here it will check. If it is between 5 lakh and 10 lakh, then it will calculate amount like this. Okay, so when first two conditions are false, then it will go to here. So when all these conditions are false, then it will go to else statement and return this value. That is what we discussed, right? So while discussing about case statement, so it will return a value where the first condition is true. Okay, so where the condition is true for the first time. Okay, where the condition is true for the first time. If it is true here, it will return this. If the condition is true here, then it will return this part, then part. Okay, so when all conditions are false, then whatever is written in the else part, it will be returned. Okay, and so we have to close, always we have to close the case statement with end. Okay, so now let's see, tax equals to, I have written this case statement. Okay, now let's create this procedure and call it. Okay, so the procedure has been created and I'm calling it by using call statement. Call this SP case demo for a monthly salary of 85,000. Okay, so so it is 54,000 per year. Okay, 54K per year is the annual tax. Okay, suppose if I pass another value here, the same will pass, whatever we passed, 1,10,000. Okay, so what it was, 1,14,000 something like that, right? Annual tax. So the same you can see here as well. Okay, based on the monthly salary, first of all we are calculating the annual salary, and based on the tax slab we are calculating the tax and returning the final tax. Okay, so hope you understood how if simple if statement is working, and how if else is working, if else with multiple conditions like else if is working, and how case statement is working. Okay, so here while explaining the concepts, I'm showing with small examples, but in the later sessions when I'm going through the actual real-time procedures, so all these concepts will be used there. So first of all, you have to practice all the small examples. Then you can see the real-time implementation of all these branching statements. Okay, I hope this is helpful. Thank you.